The opponent invests to Protect Shield, no surprise there. A tap-tap Charmer looking to force alignment, but hopefully the Fairy out the way, the Ice and Dark boys will be primed to sweep. Shiny Sneasel hits the field of play, gets the Ice Shard farm down, out comes Claydol. Tell me you're double weak to Ice, trainer, without telling me you're double weak to Ice. Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a question for you. What are you going to do when Sneasel and his entire family are coming for you in the Willpower Cup? I think it's safe to say about 99.9% of us are well and truly over the Willpower Cup, myself included, because this meta got stale very, very quickly. We see all of about 8 to 10 Pokemon and more or less the same 2 or 3 teams over and over again, making it very boring and very repetitive. The one team we see more commonly than any other team is going to be Claydol, Double Dark Flyer, usually with Mandibuzz and Moltres. Every now and again, you might see a trainer with a little bit of something about them, and they might be running Murkrow instead of one of the bulky flyers. However, there's one glaring hole in that team building of the absolute disrespect to Ice types. If you head over to PvPoke, it's pretty safe to assume that Ice type Pokemon are a myth in this meta. You have to scroll all the way down to the 143rd spot before you see a single Ice type Pokemon. The thing is, if you're going to run some spies, you need targets, and my god, despite these Ice boys simming poorly, they have favourable matchups against pretty much the only Pokemon we see. This team on paper might look like a meme team, but let me tell you, today's feature battle of Devoncheddar is certainly going to find his targets. With all that being said, without any further ado, let's get into the battle. And in game 1, we see Moltres in the lead position, 2 better responses in the back, and we are running an ABB team, so we're going to look to save switch into Sneasel and look to bait out any potential Fairy type. The opponent stays in, we fire off the Ice Punch, not only forcing a Protect Shield, but also baiting out said Fairy type in the back. The defensive typing of Ice and Dark, not the best in this meta. Not only do we need to watch out for them Fairies, but also Fighters too. Today's team, of course, a really fun variation of the classic Poison Double Dark strategy. Devoncheddar went for the 1 shield, full Shadow Claw farm down. The opponent sends out Qwilfish, but Qwilfish won. Very glassy Pokemon. The first X-Scissor instantly puts the opponent below half health. Sneasler able to reach the second X-Scissor, force the opponent all shields down. The opponent over farm, but not by much, and look to dump energy. We see the instant no shield deployed. Aqua Tail removes us from the field of play, and it's all down to Weavile to clean up. Weavile gonna tank the Aqua Tail, recognizing a fly. Will do more. Aqua Tail, despite not getting stabbed, but still did a lot as Weavile is hella glassy. The opponent tried to give us that wham bam combo play. We invest the Protect Shield, fire off the Triple Axle. Triple Axle will be removing Moltres from the field of play. We Ice Shard farm down Qwilfish and take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see a battle of fighting types, and this is exactly where the team wants to see it. Sneasel does resist fighting, not that you'd know it, as everything hits this very glassy Pokemon for a lot of damage. The opponent fire off the Rage Fist, ouch that hurt, and then pivot into Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz counter swap by Sneasel. Sneasel gonna invest the Protect Shield, looking to block up the incoming Aerial Ace. The opponent actually threw a Dark Pulse there, I'm not entirely sure why. Unless they've got Shadow Ball, Aerial Ace would have been 5 energy cheaper and hit for neutral as opposed to resisted, but undeterred, Sneasel heavily over farms, fires off the Ice Punch, removing bulky Mandibuzz from the field of play. Back out comes Primate. We fire off yet another Ice Punch, force our Protect Shield back, and the opponent looks to dump energy. Rage Fist, despite being resisted, removes us from the field of play and vamps up the opponent's attack. We send back out Sneasler, fire off the X-Scissor, perhaps anticipating the opponent trying to make a catch. No catch is made. X-Scissor removes them from the field of play, and out comes Morpeko. We invest the Protect Shield, get baited with their Psychic Fangs like an absolute savage. Oof, trainer, we've got a family. That is double resisted. Devoncheddar and his Weavile undeterred. Fire off the foul play, forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. This Aura Wheel is certainly going to kill Weavile. Vanquishes us back to our Pokeball. The question now becomes, can we reach an X-Scissor? Sneasler on fractional HP reaches said X-Scissor, and that bait did not change this opponent's fate as Devoncheddar is able to emerge victorious. Heading into the next battle, we see a Bubble Poliwrath in the lead position, a kind of interesting pick. A fighting type that actually beats Claydol. We fire off the Aerial Ace, forcing the opponent's first Protect Shield. We see the instant shield deployed as Devoncheddar recognises his back line was no part of this Poliwrath. The opponent forced their Protect Shield back, pivot into Mandibuzz, and here comes Sneasel. We see the shield deployed, hopefully this time blocking up the Aerial Ace. The opponent does throw the Aerial Ace, and have you ever seen Air Slash from Mandibuzz do so much damage? Sneasel, very, very glassy and getting torn to shreds. Devoncheddar farms up to the double Ice Punch, Removing Mandibuzz from the field of play, and out comes Drapion. One Ice Shard and the Ice Punch for optimal fast move timing. Ice Punch forces the opponent's final protection of the opponent, looking for the Poison Sting farm down. Sneasel holds strong, reaches the Ice Punch. Ice Punch gets the opponent on fractional HP. The opponent then starts with Poliwrath. Sneasler re-enters the arena, looks to overfarm, fire off the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace will be moving Poliwrath from the field of play, and this looks like GG's. We pivot into Weavile. Weavile hella glassy, but unless they've got Sludge Bomb, one move will be survivable. Aqua Tail doesn't get the job done. We Ice Shard farm down and take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see Claydol in the lead position. Hopefully this is a double dart flying backline. We save switch into Sneasel. The opponent stays in, bank some energy, and then look to make the catch onto Drapion. But we've already seen Drapion does not tank these Ice Punches well whatsoever. The opponent instantly put below the half health range. This is actually an infestation Drapion. This reminds me back in the day. I caught a Hundo, which I powered up for Ultra League in Season 7. And back then, it didn't even have access to Poison Sting. It only got that move in Season 8. So back in them days, that was actually its best quick move. We're able to force our Protect Shield back, firing off the Ice Punch. We send out Sneasel and just look to force some energy. Please, Rock Tomb Trainer. The opponent does fire off the Rock Tomb, which we're able to survive. Now they've depleted their energy, Weavile enters the arena. The opponent is going to get farmed down. We're going to invest the Protect Shield, inevitably get debuff, but please tell me it's something we can one-shot in the back. Oh crap, speaking of one-shot, we might actually get two-shot by Charms. We fire off the Triple Axle, 3 Charms actually knock us out. Sneasler re-enters the arena, able to hang on, surviving the neutral Charms, reaching the X-Scissor, and we take that game. Oof, that was close. Moral of the story, trainer, don't Rock Tomb a fighting type. Heading into the next battle. Fantastic leader, Sneasler stares down Shadow Matang. The opponent save switch into Shadow Sableye, and we answer with Sneasel. The opponent farms what could be a Dazzling Gleam, and we are going to see the shield deployed. The opponent full send the Gleam, and that is a huge Protect Shield deployed. Unfortunately, unable to fully Ice Shard farm down, so we are going to fire off the Ice Punch. Ice Punch forces the opponent's first Protect Shield. Devoncheddar happy to 2-shield in the mid-game matchup. Leave healthy with residual energy good to go. Now, if Matang re-enters the arena, we can foul play, and I'm pretty confident foul play. Shadow and Shadow Climb will probably be a one-hit KO. The opponent reluctant to send Matang into our loaded Sneasel, send out Mandibuzz. We land the Ice Punch, unfortunately unable to reach Ice Punch number 2 as we just get slightly outpaced. Aerial Ace will be moving us from the field of play. Weavile enters the arena. Trainer, you need to pivot. The opponent does pivot, but they've given us an energy lead, and that might be a decision they live to regret. Weavile fires off the foul play. Foul play got no respect. Trainer, why didn't you shield? That was crazy damage, man. Back out comes Mandibuzz. We fire off the X-Scissor, and it looks like the opponent at this point has essentially give up, save the shield for next season, and we take that game. In the next battle, we are running it back, seeing another Matang in the lead position. This opponent pivots into low ticks. We're going to fire off the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace force the first protection of the game, and here comes Sneasel. It's kind of been 50-50. Not that you're going to see too many low kicks in this meta, but some run Sucker Punch and some run Bug Bite. We are very appreciative. This is the Sucker Punch variant, as Dark does resist itself. We fire off the Ice Punch, removing them from the field of play. Back out comes Matang. Matang looking for the Fury Cutter farm down, but unable to get it before the foul play's reached. Foul play, there's a one-hit KO, and out comes Lugia. This is actually a really cool team from the opponent, but unfortunately for them, when we show them Weavile, this game is signed, sealed, and delivered, and they will be conceded the match. GG's to that opponent, loving the spice. Heading into the next battle. We see a battle of poison types as Sneasler stares down Slowbro. As we're on an ABB team, we are going to pivot into one of our B types and look to see what the opponent wants to do. The opponent stays in, we take the initiative, fire off the foul play, and foul play does force the first protection of the game. Just the neutral poison jabs have done the majority of our health. The opponent actually fully expend a Sludge Bomb there, which is massive overkill. If they're on Brutal Swing Sludge Bomb, I resisted Brutal Swing, probably would have knocked out, but we're not going to complain. Devoncheddar sends back out Sneasler. Sneasler going to look for the one shield. Shadow Claw farm down, leaving with residual energy good to go. The opponent sends out Poliwrath behind an energy. Oh boy, this is going to be a one-shot. Maybe not actually. Surely Aerial Ace, or a move I like to call Aerial Ace, doesn't one-shot Poliwrath. Oh, it's close, man. Holy, this thing's got a massive attack stat. Hope for the fighting type out the way. Weavile's good against the third. Out comes Morpeko. That is definitely something we can one-shot. The opponent goes straight for a Psychic Fangs. That is double resisted, trainer. Devoncheddar like, we might be glassy, but I'm not shielding that. We fire off one Ice Shard. Look to throw the triple axle, but the opponent makes a savage catch. Catch him back on the low health Slowbro. Please tell me we're not getting Thundershock farm down. No. Ah, nice endgame from that opponent. GG's. Heading into the next battle. We see Grumpig in the lead position. That is an awful lead for us. The Psywave's double super effective, but thankfully our backline does double resist Psychic. We pivot into Sneasel. The opponent forces a Protect Shield before sending out Sableye. Sableye doesn't have a particularly great matchup here. The opponent tank the foul play, go for their own foul play. We should survive this. Not well, but it will be survivable. Sneasel takes so much damage. Looks like Devoncheddar attempted the Ice Shard farm down, but then ends up throwing, looking to force a Protect Shield back, or just flipping that god-awful opening matchup. Heartbreaking. We don't reach the foul play. We get double resisted Psywave farm down. Yes, we got the alignment we want. However, we are going to be down both protections after showing up this dynamic punch, and things are starting to look rough for Devoncheddar. We overfarm, fire off the foul play. Foul play should force one Protect Shield back. We then pivot into Sneasler and look to absorb the dynamic punch. This is supposed to be resisted. It probably won't look like it. Ouch. Out comes Guzzlord. I imagine the opponent just shield up this Exeter and look to Dragon Claw / Sludge Bomb, whatever the second move is. I'll weave out to the face. Wait, that's only 4. It's only a brutal swing, right? It's 5 to the Dragon Claw or Sludge Bomb. Wait. We Ice Shard farm down. Oh my days, I can't believe we won that game. I guess the opponent thought X's would probably do less than a move from Weavile. Whilst that is the case, we didn't have a move bank, but regardless, we're just about able to get the job done. In the next battle, we see Poliwrath in the lead position. Devoncheddar fires off the Aerial Ace, forcing the Protect Shield. These counters are supposed to look resisted, but where's our health bar going? It's crazy to think, if the opponent shields up this next Aerial Ace, I think we're going to get resisted counter farm down before we even reach a third move. Do we reach another one? Oh my god, we just got fully resisted. Fast move beat down. Sneasler, you've got to do better, bro. That was disappointing. Oh my god, this Poliwrath's getting out of hand. Poliwrath deleting 2 Pokemon, and it is now Weavile versus the world. Oh, we're going to be debuffed as well. Can we even Ice Shard farm down this Poliwrath? No, we cannot. Oh my god, Poliwrath just swept the entire team. Let's pretend that didn't happen and move swiftly on. We are looking to bounce back. We see Drapion in the lead position, opting for Ice Fangs, are very favourable for our backline. As the Ice Fangs are non-stab and resisted, the opponent fire off the Aquatail. Aquatail does a lot. The opponent remain on our screens. We take the initiative, return fire with the Ice Punch. Ice Punch goes unshielded. We're able to Ice Shard farm down before the Ice Fang farm us down, and out comes Greninja. Believe it or not, when you're on this insanely spicy team, there are going to be numerous core breakers, and Greninja certainly finds itself somewhere quite high up on that list of these list of core breakers. Oh my gosh, not only do we get baited, they get the boost as well. We've just been swept by Poliwrath, and I think Greninja is about to join the list of Pokemon that are going to sweep our team. We shield up the next Night Slash, attempt to catch a Night Slash onto Weavile, catch attempt unsuccessful. The opponent heavily overfarm. It's going to be high Weavile, by Weavile, Hydro Cannon, easily picks up the one-hit KO. Devoncheddar re-enters the arena, fires off the Exeter, forced to Protect Shield. The opponent reaches another charge move, and we get swept back-to-back games. Oof, that was rough. GG's to that opponent. Heading into the next battle, I'm praying we see Claydol double dart fly in. We see Morpeko in the lead. We'll take it. We're going to say switch into Sneasler, baiting up My Little Pony. The opponent allow us to strike first, throwing the foul play, which should obtain us a shield advantage here in the mid-game matchup, and it does exactly that. The opponent heavily overfarm before looking to pick up a knockout. Mega Horn, that was excessive, trainer. We now send out a Sneasler. The opponent once again farming up a boatload of energy. Devoncheddar tanks the damage. They throw yet another Mega Horn, which definitely is not the correct move to throw, as that is a double resisted move, as both fighting and poison do resist Bark. Back out comes Morpeko, something that certainly doesn't resist Bark. We've got Exeter, and we do force the opponent's final Protect Shield. The opponent dumps some energy, Psychic Fangs removes us from the field of play, and we've got Weavile with a magical 2-0 shield advantage. What could go wrong? This is definitely a Psychic Fangs, but I think it's a good idea just to shield whatever. Oh my gosh, they actually full send an Aura Wheel. We're not even debuff, which is like best case scenario. The opponent remain on our screen. We fire off the triple axle. Not only moving Morpeko from the field of play, but also vamping up our attack. Out comes Sableye. Sableye going to be straight in and straight out. A +1 foul play. Have no doubt. We'll pick up the one-hit KO and we return to winning ways. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we are running it back once again, looking to use Shiny Sneasel on the save switch. Trainer, Mandibuzz is not the counter you are looking for. We'll take it. We're going to fire off the Ice Punch. Ice Punch, massive damage. Ice Punch, a trash move as well, and Mandibuzz is hella bulky. The opponent fire off the Aerial Ace. We withstand the damage, fully Ice Shard farm down, and just like that, switch advantage is ours. Out comes My Little Pony. They're going to be instantly greeted with the foul play, forcing the first protection off the opponent, but then pivot into Sneasel. I love this play. You've got to be super aggressive with glass cannons. We managed to bait back out Morpeko, fire off the X's, which the opponent doesn't respect. Morpeko straight in and straight out. Back out comes My Little Pony. Play rough. That's fine. That's expensive. I wasn't expecting that move. That is going to enable us to Ice Shard farm down and take that game. In the next battle, we see Matang in the lead position, exactly where the team wants to see it. The opponent stays in. We're going to fire off the X-Scissor. X-Scissor hits for neutral, but going to do a lot. Actually force the first Protect Shield before the opponent pivots into the bulky Vulture, and we counter swap in Sneasel. Sneasel looks to fire off the Ice Punch, but unfortunately does get outpaced. Aerial Ace almost picks up a one-hit KO, which is pretty crazy to be honest, as Mandibuzz hits like a wet noodle. We fire off the Ice Punch. Ice Punch also isn't lethal, but we are able to Ice Shard farm down afterwards. Out comes My Little Pony. I guess we just sack Weavile right, as Sneasler should be able to carry us home. Devoncheddar has our ideas, sends back out Sneasler, reaches the X-Scissor on CMP, winning CMP. X-Scissor forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Devoncheddar still with 2, going to shield up the incoming Body Slam. We then pivot into Weavile, and it's a simultaneous swap with Matang re-entering the arena. Devoncheddar says, Gyro Ball me, trainer. They're like, okay, I will. Gyro Ball picks up the one-hit KO, but we're still fine here. We can just shield up whatever they throw, commit to the Shadow Claw farm down, leaving with the X's, and this one is going to end in glorious victory. Then Fury Cutters were double resisted, but my god do they do a lot. But regardless, Devoncheddar leads with the move, and we take that. Oh, not that game. I can't believe they actually survived, but we're doubled up. What the heck is going on here? The world's worst commentary, but we're able to come out on top. GG's to that opponent. So it looks like today's the day that I found out not only am I a washed up battler, but also a washed up shoutcaster too. Can you believe I didn't know the Sneasler into My Little Pony matchup? That super common meta matchup we see day in, day out. In the next battle, we see Hatterene in the lead position. Definitely where the team wants to see it. We're only neutral to Charm here, but you can't really tell as them Charms tore us apart. Sneasel able to Ice Shard farm down before the opponent gets off their energy, and out comes Claydol. Trainer, tell me you're double weak to ice without telling me you're double weak to ice. Shout out to my neighbour who's starting up his very noisy motorcycle right in the middle of this battle. Excuse the background noise. We send out Weavile. Weavile gets debuffed with the Rock Tomb, but Weavile has that party trick. Having access to Triple Axel, there's a 100% chance to vamp up our attack, returning it back to neutral. Out comes Mandibuzz and Trainer. This is going to be game over. Triple Axel might not pick up a one-hit KO, but it's going to do a lot, enabling the Ice Shard farm down afterwards, and we take that game. In the next battle, we see Alolan Raichu in the lead position. Our Shadow Claws are hitting for super effective and absolutely tearing this Raichu to shreds. We fire off the X-Scissor. X-Scissor force the Protect Shield. We then pivot. Look to catch onto Sneasel. Oh my god, the opponent Wild Charge. We're straight in and straight out. We send out Weavile and the opponent pivots out into Claydol. What the heck is going on here? We fire off the Foul Play. Foul Play forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. I think we're kind of obliged to shield here. We don't want to be debuffed on our Ferg. We're now receiving the energy for the Foul Play. Foul Play is going to be the end of Claydol. I imagine Raichu is going to come back out. It does exactly that. We pivot into Sneasler. We're able to snipe him down, and out comes Mandibuzz. Thankfully on Snarl. If they were on Air Slash, I think this would be game over. But we've still got a fighting chance here, although that X-Scissor did not do much of anything. I think Weavile is definitely still healthy enough to survive the Snarls and reach a Triple Axel, so I probably wouldn't shield this move up. We're going to let Devoncheddar cook. One Shadow Claw and the X-Scissor. The next X-Scissor puts in a range where the one after that will be lethal. We bank the X-Scissor, make the catch, back onto Weavile, because why bloody not? Aerial Ace removes us from the field of play. We re-enter the arena with the X-Scissor locked and loaded, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. And that is just about going to wrap things up for today's Shoutcast. A huge thank you to Devoncheddar for bringing us a very, very unique family female meme team in the Willpower Cup. This cup has been horrendously boring. It was great to see a very spicy team have some great success. So So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new, consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. Link to our battle submission form is down below, and as always, a huge thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.